I've run countless marathons, raced in the desert, but I've never done a 10K race, and it went interestingly, to say the least. Alright, so we are in Hyde Park today doing a tempo session, my first speed session back after the 10K. And funnily enough, it's the exact pace I had to hit for the whole 10K, but we're doing it in 2K intervals. So.
How did you find the 10K?
It was fun. The 10K was actually really hard. Like, I don't normally do, I've never raced a 10K, so obviously that was my first one. And a lot of learns, I think, to take away from that.
Walk me through the morning of the race.
I was actually fine that morning. When I got to the start line, I was like, okay. I normally feel very nervous when I get to a race, and I think, to be fair, when you soak up people's nervous energy as well, you start to feel what they feel. But I was fine going in because I knew anything was a PB. I knew it was a distance I'd never tried to tackle before, and it's also one I didn't actually train for. This is all just like transferables from my marathon training anyways. So there was zero pressure on performing in the race. Yeah, with this as a bib number, bro, I need to do a madness. You can't be B7 and not finish top 10 in the race. It's crazy. So I just wanted to finish strong, get back into like a race environment, because I think it's so important even when you're running a marathon, it's like super important to do race environments like regularly, so you can kind of know what it's like to push yourself in the end, get the race atmosphere, feel the crowds, all of those things that you wouldn't normally get when you're training alone. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. But the morning of, I just got ready, had my regular breakfast, no pressure at all, listened to my favourite tunes on the way to the start line, and then just locked in. Got serious when I got to the start line, and I knew it was go time.
How did you find the distance?
To be fair, compared to marathon training, it is very short. It was over with so quickly. Like, I'm running for 35 minutes when all my sessions have been close to 50 to an hour, and obviously 2.5 when you're doing the long runs. It's very interesting to only be running for such a short period of time. But it's still a very, very challenging session. From the very jump, the heart rate was, it's not something I've ever had happen other than the 2 times, which is London Marathon and the 10K. Literally from like 6 onwards, Kanan, wherever he is, he slipped away from me, and then like, we were running most of it together. But there was one hill that caught me at like 3K, and since then my heart rate was just saying too high, too high, too high every single time. I need to turn that notification off, because my watch buzzes, I look down and I'm thinking, let me see the kilometer split, and it's just saying, no, your heart rate's too high. So proper mind games, it throws you off. The 10K is not a race that should be underestimated. It's still a very, very tough distance to do, despite it being considerably shorter than the distances I'm used to.
Did you enjoy the race?
The race was fun. I always love a racing environment. I love the crowds, I love the people. And I mean, the distance itself was enjoyable, and I do think I will be going back for the 10K distance. I think it's just one of those that had never really crossed my mind to ever want to race. I never consider myself like faster in the shorter distances. I like sitting in a bit of discomfort for a long period of time. But it was definitely an interesting race, and I think I've learned so much going forward for my next race, next time I attempt 10K. And I think a few of the biggest learns would be not to go out the gate like hot. I always do that though, the first like 400 to 500 meters, I try and run a bit faster than race pace, because when you ease back in, then race pace feels a little bit easier. But 2 is because you're trying to get out of that corral crowd from the very beginning, because everyone likes to crowd around super, super early. So those were like my 2 things, but also recce the course. I wasn't familiar with the course at all, and that led to me trying to evenly split the whole race when I should have probably slowed down on maybe a couple of the hills and tried to make up time on the downhills. But I was really happy with my overall time. I was very satisfied with a 33 minute and 49, I think was the official chip time. So that's a very good, respectable time for me anyways.
What was the hardest part of the race?
I think hardest part of the race for me was a few. Seeing my heart rate go too high, so mentally I was already out of it. 2, I want to say like the inclines, because my pace dropped considerably, and that wasn't something that I was preparing for, because I needed to even split. So when I lost like 13 seconds, difference in a marathon is you have 42 more kilometers to make up, or 41 more kilometers to make up that 13 seconds, whereas in a 10K, you don't have much time at all. And lastly, around the 7 to 8K mark, where it started to really actually just hurt, because that's what a 10K will do. And it's just sitting in that discomfort and being able to push through. Those, I'd say, were my 3 hardest parts. 1, I need to mentally prep for that 7K mark. 2, I need to recce the route, and 3, I need to just turn off all alerts on my watch so nothing can get in my head. But we're about to start the session now, first 2K interval, so I'll speak to you on my, my little rest. I don't know how the hell I held that for a whole 10K, because it feels a lot more difficult this time around. And it was only 2K, but we're in the first rest.
Would you do another 10K?
Yeah, definitely. I want to get Chicago out of the way first, because that was the A goal and that's the distance I'm trying to focus on. And as soon as Chicago's done, I have unfinished business with that 10K distance. So most definitely. But if you don't want to predict what you think my next 10K would be after Chicago Marathon, then put it down in the comments from now. I got 5 seconds for the next rep. 4, I need to pick up the pace again. 3, 2, all right, see you in a bit. Halfway, 2 more reps to go. Again, I don't know how I've done this for a whole 10K. My body's clearly not recovered just yet. Wow. Thank you.
What was your strategy going into the race?
I think my strategy was to go out a little bit hot, ease into the race. So that first 200-300 meters, get out the main bulk of it, and then drop back, ease into the race. And then try and hold as even a split as possible with a bit of negative split in. So I really want it to be like a couple of seconds behind goal pace, and then really empty the tank in that last kilometer or 2, which I think I did. It's just 2 of the kilometers. I think it was kilometer 3 and kilometer 5 or 6. I'd lost like 15 whole seconds, which kind of threw off the whole game plan, just because of the inclines, which I wasn't really expecting. But I think the plan was to kind of evenly split it and empty the tank. I think my last kilometer was my quickest. So I'd say a successful, 3, 2, 1, successful negative split. I think it's kind of harder to stop and wait than it is to keep going. Just trying to get momentum back up for the next rep. It's so hard. 1 more rep to go and we're done. But these are the reps that count. Didn't want to do it, so I've done it anyways. Shout out OB. I'm crazy motivated by the rest of my friends though. Yesterday I was at a screening for Sweets' premiere. He'd done the length of Jamaica in 4 days. The whole point to point on the island, and he looked how I look right now, but a million times worse, and he still persevered to complete over 300 kilometers in 4 days, so I could do 2 more K, you know? That's what keeps me going. My friends do crazy stuff, inspirational stuff, and I'm glad and grateful to be surrounded by people that are really up in the levels every single day, every single minute. So shout out Sweets. Right, 10 seconds. I lost. That hurt so much. Ow.
How the legs feel?
I was ready to call it at the last rep. I was like, all right, let me get half of it, be satisfied with that. And then I was just like, you got to practice what you preach. the amount of times I say these are the reps that matter, as much as I dislike them, they're the ones you have to complete. Tap out now, tap out in a race. I'll keep saying it until you get it in your heads that confidence, like Alex Hormozy says, confidence isn't shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by providing yourself an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. And that's me proving to myself I'm not tapping out on the last 2 reps or the last rep. So if you want to know how I'm so confident, it's because I say I'm going to do something and then I do it. Do with that what you will. Do I have to cool down though? I said I was going to do it, but do I have to? Alright, let's go.